Hi everyone, welcome to today's presentation on co-op education. My name is Hannah and I'm the Co-op Education Services Officer at Algonquin College Waterfront Campus in Pembroke. So today we're going to give you a glimpse of what a co-op experience might mean for you. So firstly, you may be asking yourself, what is co-op and how can I apply it to my program of study during my time at Algonquin College? So a co-op is a 4-month paid full-time work term where you apply your in-class learnings to a practical setting. So within this time, which for the Pembroke campus is typically during the summer, you are required to log 420 hours of work during that work term. A co-op is an opportunity to try out various facets of the field of study that you've chosen. So you can test and try different areas of study or areas of interest to see what is the most of interest to you. So that means whether you want to work in healthcare, environment, manufacturing, education system, you can kind of get a taste for what you might be interested in. A co-op is also a time to build various skills and industry connections. There are a lot of co-op opportunities that can lead to full-time employment after your studies, but it's also a fantastic time to build connections for other future employment for references as well. A co-op is an additional academic work term to your program. And you might be asking yourself, why do a co-op instead of just finding a summer job? There are a lot of employers in Ottawa and across the Ottawa Valley that are looking specifically for Algonquin College co-op students, meaning they post jobs that are not available to just any student or person, but specifically those enrolled in the college. And there are a lot of jobs that work directly with program coordinators or professors to make sure it's specifically aligned to your in-class learnings. So it's a really great opportunity to take your 8 months of in-class learning and actually put it to work in the field that you might be working in one day. So there are many employers, like I said, within the Ottawa Valley and across all of Ontario that end up hiring Algonquin College co-op students. There are a lot of sectors within the Government of Canada that hire our students. For instance, the Department of National Defence, Canada Revenue Agency, Agriculture and Agri-Foods, just to name a few. And these are just a few of the employers that do take on Algonquin College co-op students. So Algonquin itself has hired co-op students, the City of Pembroke, Renfrew County Catholic District School Board, Wilderness Tours, Bruce Power, lots of areas of opportunity for co-ops. Co-op is split into the 3 terms. So there's the preparation term, which typically takes place in the fall, starting in September. And that's where you'll complete some assignments and attend workshops to help you be successful. And then there's the job search, and that's from January to April, where you actually look for the jobs that you are going to end up taking on for the summer contract, summer work term. And then the work term, which is from May to August, a little bit of flexibility there, but typically it's May to August, where you would actually be working in the field at your job. So to get into a little bit more detail about each of the terms. So the first term is the preparation term. So this is going to kick off in September, and it would start with an orientation in person in one of your classes to kind of go over in even more detail what the co-op experience is going to look like for you, ask questions, make comments, and really get an idea of what you can get out of it. You'll also have the Cooperative Education course added to your Brightspace. This is a great course with a lot of content and resources that you will find helpful during your prep term. During the preparation term, it's important to maintain a solid GPA of 2.7. So that's about a B- or over 75%. So it's important that you keep your GPA at that level in order to stay in co-op. And then in this time, there will be a few light readings and quizzes that you'll have to complete. Don't worry about the quizzes. They're open book and allow multiple tries until you get 100%. And these quizzes are there to ensure your understanding of the co-op process for the remainder of the year. At this time, you'll also be required to submit your application package through Brightspace for review by me. So your application package is your resume and cover letter, and that must meet co-op expectations before you'll have access to the jobs that would be posted. And there are 2 workshops that you would have to attend as well, which is the application package workshop and the interview workshop. So the application package is where we would go over the expectations of your resume and cover letter. A co-op resume has some different requirements than you would see on a typical resume that you would send out for a non-co-op job. And then there is, you could always book an appointment with me to go over your application package one-on-one to really make sure that it is at the best state that it can be to be distributed to employers to find some jobs. The interview workshop is a great opportunity to get some insight into what an interview with an employer is going to look like. So let's be honest, many of us get those wave of nerves when we enter an interview, and we want to be as prepared as possible, and that's what this workshop is for. So we would talk about the typical questions you would be asked, talk about strategy for how to answer your questions, and just kind of break it down into manageable chunks for you to be able to go into an interview with just a little bit more confidence. And much like the appointments for the application packages, I am available to book mock interviews for more opportunities to shake out the jitters before an interview. And you can book as many of those as you'd like. We could even book them with other staff members within the CASA department who can put on these mock interviews to make them as realistic as possible to really practice and get rid of your nerves. And it's important to consider building up your resume as well during the first semester. If you feel you might be lacking in volunteer experience, there are a lot of opportunities to get some experience through the college. You can connect with the Students Association, you can look on HireAC or local job boards to see what events are available to volunteer with. Volunteer work can go a long way on a resume, and it can really get the attention of employers. And online profiles are becoming more and more popular for employers to look for. LinkedIn, for instance, is a popular website that acts as a live resume, and you can update it daily, connect with employers you're interested in, and research different roles and companies to work with within your field of study. So this is something that you can start building and we can start working on together, as well as Adobe Spark is a great opportunity as well to kind of build that online profile. So like I said, there is a Brightspace course for cooperative education readiness, and this is kind of a breakdown of what you would see within that course in regards to what you would have to complete. So there's lots of content and resources that you can look through, but as for assignments, there's the co-op policies and procedures quiz. This one just kind of ensures that you're understanding of the whole process from start to finish. There's the resume quiz. Then there's the job application assignment. This is where you're submitting your resume and cover letter. And then there's the international student quiz. So this is applicable to international students. And it's essentially all you have to do there is just submit your work permit application number, just so that we know that you're well on your way to getting your work permit. And then there's the student reflection quiz. So the student reflection quiz is a chance to tell me what you're looking to get out of co-op, what companies you want to work for, where you're willing to travel, and then just any other comments that you have about co-op if we didn't get a chance to meet in person. Then we would move on to the job search term. So this is typically within the winter term. So this is the time where you would be conducting your self-directed job search. So there are a lot of jobs at Algonquin College, a lot of employers at Algonquin College works with directly to provide co-op opportunities for you, and these postings would be posted on HireAC, which I mentioned is the Algonquin College job board. And it's important to think of your co-op job search as a job in itself. So make it a priority to check your HireAC daily so you don't miss out on job opportunities or miss deadlines to apply. Remember, you're essentially competing with your other classmates for these jobs, so you want to be as prepared and timely as possible through this process. And we encourage a self-directed job search as well through the external job boards like Indeed, Monster, LinkedIn, Glassdoor, and directly through company websites. Face-to-face interactions with potential employers is also a great way to raise your profile and improve your chances of a successful job search. This means you shouldn't be afraid to go in with resume in hand to companies in the area and try to meet those employers face-to-face rather than just relying on job postings online to apply to. And throughout the job search term, I'm still available for mock interviews or to further spruce up your application package to make sure you're the most competitive candidate possible. Finally, what you've been working towards is the actual work term. So this is typically during the summer from May until August. And this is the time that you'll be in the field, the office, the job site, and you'll be working with the employers. It's a really great idea to think of this work term, as a 4-month interview. So like I said, a lot of these jobs end up leading to full-time employment. So it's important to always put your best foot forward through this process. It's important to ask questions on the job and write down the answers. Ask for new tasks once you complete your assignments, and offer to help regularly. Participate in the orientations, the social, the networking events, and contribute to that office culture. Like it would be for any job, of course, you always want to be punctual. You want to ask questions if you're unsure about your scheduled breaks or your time on the job. If you need clarification, it's a good time to ask questions. Again, like many jobs, avoid using your cell phone for non-related work activities. And if you make a mistake, tell your supervisor, correct the error. Employers aren't hiring co-op students with the idea that you have years of experience and you know exactly what you're doing. They're hiring co-op students for the process or for the purpose of teaching you. So if you're unsure about something or you make a mistake, tell somebody, tell your supervisor, and get it corrected. This is the time to kind of shake out any errors, any confusion that you might have before you actually go on to a real full-time job. And there are a couple of work term assignments that are required. There are a little bit of information that we need through HireAC, and that would just be your supervisor's contact information. And then there are a few assignments through Brightspace as well. So there's your learning objectives, and this is where you're going to essentially tell us what it is that you want to get out of the co-op work term. So this is after a couple of weeks on the job where you say, okay, I know my job, this is what I want to get out of it by the time I'm going back to school in the fall. Then there's the student work term consultation. So this is where you're doing a self-assessment on what you think or how you think you're doing within your job. And then you would do that again a little bit later on, a couple more weeks into the work term. And then there's the end of work term report, which is essentially a report to say what you've learned, what you got out of it. And then we would also be connecting with the employers directly to get an idea of how you're performing from their perspective as well. Unfortunately, co-op jobs are not guaranteed, and this is a very common question that we get. A lot of students come into this under the impression that you will end up with a job no matter what. Unfortunately, this is not the case, and there are some circumstances that would lead to you not securing a co-op placement. For instance, not applying to enough opportunities. So it's important to keep an open mind about the jobs that you're applying for. Maybe you're looking specifically for a job within the healthcare sector, but you need to keep an open mind and apply to, they say, at least 10 jobs in order to be successful. Along the same lines, but quickly dismissing jobs due to unsuitable location, rate of pay, job title, or job duties. There are a lot of jobs out there that have misleading job titles. If you're only reading the job title, you're going to miss out on some jobs. It's important to look through the job description and get a full idea of what that job is going to be like. It'll answer questions like, does this job pertain to what I'm learning in school? Am I qualified for this job? Is this something that I'm really interested in doing? So it's important to really look at the whole picture before applying. Not asking for help soon enough. So I'm at the school, at the college, available for you to ask questions. So I encourage you to come to me as soon as possible if you feel like you need more direction or you're not sure about how to find a job. Sometimes this is students' first time applying for jobs, so it's important to have as much support as possible. A delayed job search can result in not securing a placement for May. So if you wait weeks to start looking, you might miss out on jobs that are posted early in the year. So it's important to jump on the positions right away, right in January, and start looking for the jobs. Feeling unqualified for the posted jobs. So this is common. If you're looking at jobs and you're thinking, oh, I don't have any experience in this field, it's important to keep in mind that your education is experience at this point. So you really have to draw on what it is that you've been learning in order to make yourself qualified for those positions. A common reason that you wouldn't get a job is not customizing your resume and cover letter for the specific jobs. So one thing that we really focus on and concentrate on in the workshops is making sure that your cover letter and resume are specific to the jobs that you're applying for. So you're not submitting a generic cover letter to these positions. You want the employers to feel like you're writing directly to them. You've read the job description, you have a firm understanding of what it is that you will be doing, and you're drawing from specific experiences in your life that relate to the job directly. And then finally, not preparing for interviews. So like I said, it's common to get that wave of nerves going into an interview, and I'm not saying that we want you to go into it 100% confident, but it's important to practice those questions, practice the format that we teach in regards to answering the questions. Being prepared for those interviews is so important. So here are a couple of top traits that Algonquin College Co-op employers are looking for. As I said earlier, employers are not looking to hire co-op students for their years of on-the-job experience. They know that you don't have years of experience. They're looking for employees who are eager to learn and want to apply the in-class information they have to a real-life experience. They're looking for team players, self-motivated students who show initiative and are willing to learn. They strive to hire students who are organized and good communicators with technical skills who can generate new ideas. And employers want students to participate in office culture events to show leadership qualities. At the bottom there, you see it's a vast majority of employers are not looking for students who are ready to know everything on day one. The co-op positions are there for you to learn. So that's really important to remember, is that we're not here to get your years of experience. Those employers are taking you on to learn. And finally, if you do have any questions, I encourage you to reach out to me via email. That's my email there on the bottom. If you have any questions at all, please reach out. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have, explain it in a little more detail, or if you have questions about the co-op fees or when you have to apply, please reach out. I'm happy to answer. Thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation on the cooperative education at Algonquin College. I hope you take the time to consider it and add it onto your in-class studies. It's a fantastic opportunity. I'm really excited to meet all of you in the fall and talk to you soon. Thank you.